Hi, this is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And I'm really excited about today's show because I have two really amazing thought leaders, transformational leaders with me, and two amazing women that I call a friend, Sonia Ricotti and Natalie Ledwell. So everybody's heard about the law of attraction, and most people think that it's the most important law to understand and work with. And the truth is that law of attraction is just literally reflecting back the vibration that we're giving out to it. So law of attraction is working, we all know that, all the time, no matter who we are. But the thing is, it's not really working with law of attraction, it's working with other universal laws. And my favorite law, and the one that has literally changed my life, my business, every aspect, is working with the law of sufficiency and abundance. Because when you're coming from that aligned, high vibrational place of abundance, when you're sending that signal out, when your thoughts reflect it, when your beliefs reflect abundance, when you're really feeling that sense of connection and just alignment and expansion, that's when the universal law of attraction then kicks in, and that's when you see the evidence in your reality. So I am with two amazing, abundantly mindseted kind of women, and I'm just really excited to have a discussion about what does abundance mean to you, and how do you work with law of sufficiency and abundance in your own life?
Well, I'll start.
Okay.
For me, what's really important, and I talk about this a lot within all my teachings, is the importance of, a lot of times we focus on, I want to attract this or I want to attract that. And what I talk about is the importance of actually getting yourself into a specific state, which is a state that opens yourself up to receive great things. And the states, the main ones that I talk about are love, peace, joy, and gratitude. Those are really high vibration states. And if you focus on that and getting yourself into that state, you will be amazed at what opens up for you. And then you'll start receiving things coming to you as you're focusing on the things you want to come into your life. And so to me, that's the most important thing, is really getting yourself to a place of inner peace, to a place of love, to a place of being grateful for everything you have in your life, and being in a state of love. And those are phenomenal states. Once you're in those states, life feels good anyway. Absolutely. And once you feel good, you're projecting positive energy, and therefore you are attracting great things into your life.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for me it's, I come from more of a scientific, creating new neural pathways in our brain type of an angle. And for me it's like, if we're thinking abundant thoughts and acting abundantly, then what we're doing is we're vibrating at that, vibrational resonance out into the quantum field or out into the universe. And so even the small little actions that we do on a daily basis is what, the universe is picking up. So for me, like, if I'm parking the car and I have to put quarters in the parking meter, I always put more than I need to. We're talking an extra 50 cents, So me, it's like, yep, I'm going to make someone's day, just by an extra dollar or whatever I'm putting in there. When I eat out, I always make sure that I round up to the next $5 or the next $10. I don't do the cents and everything. I just make sure I round up. We're talking an extra couple of dollars. And so every time I do something like this, it really helps to put me in that abundant vibration. And so every time I do that, I'm reminding myself that my thoughts are of abundance. And so when you resonate at that frequency through abundance and law of attraction, whatever is a vibrational match to that is then attracted back to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that, a lot of people see us, and we were having discussion yesterday when we were having a beautiful spa treatment and having lunch together and enjoying our girl time together, that, a lot of people will see us now and say, well, it's easy for you, you're abundant, you can attract whatever you want, it's easy for you. But it wasn't always easy for us. All three of us were not from that space.
No.
We were like, silver spoon, here you go. I mean, I always say I was one of the most negative people, and if there was anything to focus on, it was coming from a space of lack. It was like,
You were not the most negative.
I used to be before you knew
You were
me.
not. I can assure you I was. Let's just get that clear.
No, but I think, all three of us come from that space, and I know I was so negative, and even being around, I love my mom and dad very much, but I can see it's like, wow, that mindset of where I used to come from, and now it's total polar opposite. So For you, what was it for you that really shifted? What was that one thing that moved you from lack to abundance and like allows you to then move from that space? Do you remember?
Oh, I remember.
Me too.
I remember I was taking a course, this was many years ago, and for the first time in my life, I became present to the fact that I was the cause of my own suffering. And that was shocking to me and exciting at the same time, because I can control me.
Yeah.
And I realized that my thoughts, I realized that everything going on in my life was really caused by me. These thoughts are what's, your thoughts are what are causing you to feel unhappy, to feel stressed, to feel resentment or whatever. It's those thoughts that are causing you to feel that, not necessarily what's going on around you, but it's your thoughts about what's going on around you. And for that reason, I just remember saying, wow, I always thought it was everyone else's fault of why I feel this way.
Right.
And it wasn't, it was because of me. And I think that as soon as I became very present to that, I started living my life differently. I started changing what I was thinking and starting to become aware of my thoughts. And awareness is the first key to transformation. And so to me, that was my first step towards transformation. And I started to realize, wow, I have a lot of negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they started shifting that, things started shifting in my life as well. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was it for you?
Mine was actually by accident. I'm thinking that I've got everything together and I'm pretty cool because I see the glass half full. And Glenn and I were creating a product with a friend of ours in Sydney, and we were filming in her living room. And this particular module that we were filming was called Eliminating Limiting Beliefs. And she said, look, Natalie, I need to do an exercise with you live on camera. And I'm like, I don't think I can help you out because, I've got everything together. I'm all good. And she's like, well, she goes, let me ask you a question. She goes, do you have enough money in your life? And I'm like, no. She goes, well, why don't we just start there and see what happens? And so we sat down and she asked me a series of questions really to get me into my subconscious mind. Then she asked me the question, when did you first form your limiting belief around money? And without hesitation, I said, when I was 5. And what came up for me was an incident where these kids were teasing me at school. My maiden name is Roll-Off. So, kids, I used to get roll off the cliff and roll off the hill, and, or you know what kids are like. And my observation, it was the kids with the richer kids, the ones with money that were, the meanest. I'm like, so that was my association. Plus, I'm one of 8 children. So you can imagine, there's always a bit of stress around money in the household. And so that was what my programming was. I had no idea that this programming was actually what was holding me back. And after I came out of the process, I remember I was crying, had tears coming down my face, and then the realization, like dominoes, all these thoughts, all these decisions, all these things I used to say, this whole realization, it was just like you. I'm like, okay, this is sad that this has happened, but this is amazing because now I know that I can choose. And now that I know what these negative thoughts that are no longer serving me are, now I can choose more empowering thoughts. Now that actually happened in February of 2008. And September of 2008 was when we did our first big Mind Movies launch, which was a huge success. And since then, it's been the most financially and spiritually successful years of my life. So
amazing. I love how, it's a cause and effect thing. When you shift the inner environment, whether it's just even a belief or a concept, it's like it just totally, completely shifts the outer reality as well.
Yeah.
And I know for me, it was really coming from that place of, it's not just law of abundance, it's a law of sufficiency and abundance. And for me, that was the big thing, is that getting that whatever your conditions are right now, whatever you're living right now, is finding the positive aspects about that. Even if it's, okay, this is what my situation is right now, and this information is going to help me grow, just finding the gratitude, like you were talking about, that finding the gratitude and the positive aspects about that, because coming from that sufficient place, that sufficiency is the doorway into abundance, because you cannot create any type of abundance from a place of this is not enough. It's 2 totally different vibrations, and you can't attract abundance from a place of lack. So just coming through that doorway that, this is good enough for now. So whatever your conditions are, your financial situation, your relationship, whatever it is, finding those positive aspects to at least get you on that neutral ground. Because it is, when you're in that space of being heavily in debt, and we've all been there, we were talking about that before, it is easy to get just completely caught up in that condition and how it doesn't feel good. I mean, those conditions don't feel good. But getting excited about what's going to happen when your financial situation does change, and what you can experience, and what you can achieve, and how you will feel, and how you're going to spend the money, how you're going to give the money. I know that we just did a video for what is it?
For the Unstoppable Hero Toast.
That's it.
For the Unstoppable Foundation, yeah.
And for us to be able to give generously, and just all the different aspects of what is having money, and even not even just money, but what does having abundance mean to you? Because abundance means so much. It is part of money, and money is a part of that, but it's having abundance of patience if you're a mom, having an abundance of patience with your kids, having an abundance of kindness, having an abundance of generosity. I mean, it's an abundance of all things, and we're the ones that decide. We're the ones that choose based on our thoughts, beliefs, and the field that we get into. So
it's interesting that you say when you're talking about that, because we talk about gratitude, and we had an amazing dinner last night, and we all went around the table and just talking about how grateful we were. But what you were talking about just then, I make a habit of being grateful by writing down 5 things in a journal every night, and there are 5 new things every day. But when you're going through a challenging time, or you're moving towards a goal, and and it's tough, which it always is, I always write at least 1 or 2 gratitudes about that particular thing, because it helps to shift your energy around it. Like when you're stuck in the negative vortex of the situation that you're in and you can't see out of it, you really need to get above that energy. And the easiest and fastest way to do that is through gratitude. So really look at what's good, what your little wins are for the day. And focus on that, because the more you focus on that, the more that expands.
And I'd like to add something too. The thing is that, we always focus on the, what we want to attract, and, there are vision boards and how great our life will be. And the truth is we forget that our life is right now. Mm. And a lot of the stress and fear and resentment, all these negative emotions are usually because we're focusing either on the past or focusing on something in the future.
Yes.
And the truth is the past doesn't exist except in our minds. Mm-hmm. We all know that. And the future doesn't even exist, which is a little scary for people who are really into the law of attraction, because it's like, well, that's what the law of attraction is trying to create your future and create, bring abundance into your life and whatever that means to you. But the truth is the future doesn't exist. The future, once it arrives, is the present. So the future doesn't exist, the past doesn't exist, all we have is this moment. And you know what, maybe this moment isn't exactly the way you want it to be, but the truth is, this is your life. And if you can be happy in this moment, exactly the way things are, and be able to accept it and surrender to what is, knowing fully well that great things are waiting for you around the corner, that's when you know that they are arriving and coming to you, and getting into that feeling of love, peace, joy, and gratitude in this moment that helps so much in attracting. When that future does arrive, it's great things waiting for you. Yeah. And often when you're feeling really stressed out, it is because you're not present in the moment. And if you could just ask yourself these words, what problems do I have right now at this moment? Right now. Now, unless you're getting attacked by a bear or something, then you have a lot of problems. But generally speaking, you don't. It's usually you're watching a program. Right now, you're watching this video. You don't have any problems in this moment. Mm-hmm. You might have some pain from health issues and all that. But the truth is, to bring yourself into the present is a great way to elevate your vibration. And letting go of control of the future and what could possibly. If somebody 5 years ago said to me, it was 5+ years ago when I lost everything, I was 6 figures in debt, had health issues with a blood clot, broke up, a relationship breakup, all that kind of stuff going on. If someone said to me, here's a crystal ball, and this is what your life will look like in 5-6 years from now, I wouldn't believe that. Yeah. Mm. But if I knew it was true in that moment, I could have gotten here way, way faster. Right? Because the truth is, it's about being, grateful and present in the present, knowing fully well that there's a reason for what's happening, and you need to let go. If you don't get the job that you've always wanted, and you were really hoping for it, you know what? The universe is saying, you know what? There's something better for you. Let it go. Trust me, this was not the job for you. And so to just trust. Mm-hmm. To just trust and really focus on the present moment. That's easy then to let go of any stress that's going on in your life around the things that are not working out the way you want to right now.
Well, in this present moment, I'm just grateful for the two of you. I'm grateful for the time that we've shared during this week together, and what the difference that both of you make in my life, and I know in many, many other people's lives. And I just feel grateful that, you know, I get to be friends with amazing conscious women like you. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful for all of you too, my family. So leave us a comment. Let me know how this information has impacted you. And as always, if you haven't done so already, go to ChristyWhitman.com and join the family. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm excited to announce the release of the Quantum Success Online Magazine, an additional resource for you to receive more information and inspiration to help you create all that you desire. It's available on Amazon and iTunes newsstands now.